So we were right over there a few minutes ago, and we just made the ride around the harbor. And now we're at Singing Beach. As you go up the coast into Gloucester, you're going to come across these very nice neighborhoods. This is the first one.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now We Adventure. You want to see some beautiful pictures of Massachusetts North Shore? Well, that's coming up next.
So we're starting out here in Beverly Farms, which is just north of Beverly, Massachusetts. It's right along the coast. We're going to take a left here onto 127. Route 127 is basically going to be the backbone of this whole trip. We take a couple of side streets, but the majority of it is going to be this rather busy Route 127.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of 127. It's really fun to drive in a car or in a motorcycle, but to me, there's not enough shoulder.
So here we take a right onto Boardman Ave, and this is a nice little loop, and we're going to go all the way out to Tux Point in a second.
Such cool names in Massachusetts.
Yeah, and definitely a very upscale neighborhood. It's a private road, so you're not really supposed to drive your car on it, but of course we're on a bicycle, and so everyone assumes that we just biked from our house on that road.
I feel like you should wear a polo shirt when you do this ride.
Welcome to this North Shore drive that we just started. We started in Beverly. We're now in Manchester by the Sea. Is this beautiful or what? So we were riding on some city streets, but also then we just got off onto a private road. There's no parking over here unless you're a resident, so you're going to have to find parking somewhere in Beverly. We'll try and find some spots for you and put them in the show notes. But this should be a wonderful trip. It is fall and it is beautiful weather.
And I should mention that we're riding with our friend Steven, and he is an experienced rider, and he lives in this area, so he knows the roads really well. And so a lot of this trip you're going to notice is faster than our other trips because he's going really fast on an e-bike that we'll talk more about in this episode. So he's going like 22.
So here we take a left off of Harbor Street, and then very quickly we take a right onto Jersey Lane. And this is a nice little loop, cuts through a lot of, again, very nice houses up in all these very hilly area that will bring us into Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, it's a big hill on the way up, and then you get to ride down on the way down.
And
make sure those brakes work.
I think I clocked in at maybe 35 miles an hour. You can see Steven is gone, right, like in front of us. He probably hit 40 on the way down. So here we've emerged into Manchester by the Sea, and we're going to pull in at Manchester by the Sea Town Hall parking.
So we are in Manchester by the Sea now, just about 5 minutes from where we were before. And as you can see here in this parking lot, this side is resident sticker, but this side is 2-hour public. So if you want to park here and start your bike ride from here, that might be a good choice.
Now, am I right that there's a T stop here? That there's a commuter rail?
There is a commuter rail stop as well.
Then I would say this is a great place to come in from Boston to start your trip, maybe.
Yes. So here we're pulling out of the parking lot, and we're taking a right into kind of the downtown, taking a left onto Summer Street, and then a right onto C Street. And this is going to take us on a loop of sort of this southern section of Manchester by the Sea, which I haven't driven because, again, many of these roads are private, and you're not really supposed to be here. But because we're on an e-bike, no one's really going to bug us because you can't really pull over an e-bike. I mean, I suppose you can, but.
And we're going to be seeing a lighthouse, which I think used to be one of those World War II bunkers, and then it was turned into a private residence bought it.
Yes.
So it's hard to spot.
It used to be an ugly concrete bunker that was used to look for German submarines, but then it was converted into a lighthouse-looking thing. It's not really a lighthouse.
So we were right over there a few minutes ago, and we just made the ride around the harbor. Beautiful ride. And our tour guide, by the way, if you see him out in front leading the whole way, is Steven. He's on a Utopia electric bike, but it's a carbon fiber, so it's really lightweight, has only one gear, and he's really flying on it.
This was a really fun little loop. Such exquisite houses, and obviously they've taken the time to convert this lighthouse. I had a great time on this part. I wish we went a little bit slower. Steven has done this a million times, and he, while he was able to kind of tell us a little bit about it, he also wanted to go about 20 miles an hour, which was fun, but I wanted to take in all the sights. And I think if you were to do this trip, you should definitely take your time.
stop is going to be Singing Beach.
Yeah, so here we did the whole loop and we're pulling into Singing Beach.
All right, we're in Manchester by the Sea again, and now we're at Singing Beach, and it's told that if you walk on this beach, it will sing. I'm going to have Jesse test that for you.
And I didn't want to.
Well, I couldn't get Jesse out there, so I'm going to let you guys leave it in the comments if you guys go walking on Singing Beach, if it sings for you.
We just talked to a guy who said that it did sing for him, but not this trip.
Interesting. I think the conditions are very important. So
Right.
if you do make it to Singing Beach,
Let us know what the conditions were.
let us know. And I don't think you can park there for very long if you don't have a resident sticker, but you probably can hop out and see if it sings for you and hop back in your car.
You might be able to find some spots there in the town.
Yep. And so here we go. We're going back through Manchester by the Sea, and we're again headed north on Route 127. Really
not
busy.
my favorite route. Yeah, there's not much. Like here, there's a little bit of a shoulder, but a lot of it doesn't have much of a shoulder.
Yeah. So that was a little bit stressful. And again, in order to be going as safely as possible in this kind of traffic, you have to go pretty much as fast as possible. And coming up here, we're going to take a right on Ocean Street. This is going to take us to White and Black Beach.
All right, Steven. So this has been a whirlwind trip, and we definitely picked the right time of day. Golden hour was a good choice.
It's fantastic. Sunrise and sunset here are amazing. We're in Manchester by the Sea. We've been going along Route 127, which is a coastal route, and we've been hitting up some of my favorite beaches. This is Black Beach.
So a couple things. I'm not sure if Steven's right or if Google Maps is right. Google Maps says that it's White Beach, then Black Beach.
Yes.
And it looks that way.
Yep.
But who knows?
The next beach is White Beach, and the beach past that, which is technically in Gloucester and Magnolia, is called Gray Beach. The black, white, gray.
How have you been liking the e-biking so far? Has it made a difference?
I like the e-biking. I've been having a good time. It handles like a road bike. The disc brakes are awesome. It's pretty nimble. It's pretty quick. It's got mid-range tires, so not super thin, but not fat, so it can grip a little bit. The e-assist has been really fun. It maxes out, and I don't know exactly how it works. So single speed belt,
Yeah.
is noticeable to me because normally when I'm going up a hill, I would make it easier.
Right.
So I can't make it easier. I
Yes.
just pedal less. Going down a hill, I pedal as hard as I can, and I can feel it. It's almost like a governor. I don't know if it actually is a governor.
It's that I think that the motor's kicking out.
Okay.
It'll stop past a certain point, and so then it's your true power. But obviously, you plus an extra 15, 20 pounds.
I killed the battery. I don't know if it was fully charged, and I'm really working it.
Really?
But yeah,
It was fully charged.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I annihilated it. It shut off when I was going up that hill. I was like, oh yeah, I can feel the difference when I'm on. Now I can feel the difference.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that is good to know.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Because that's not a long ride at all. How far have we gone?
Look at my screen right there.
Probably under
13.
Yeah, under 12,
13.
13 miles.
That's not good.
And you were on one pedal assist,
I
right?
had it
And
off
you-
most of the time actually.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
I wonder if going faster makes it wear out
It-
faster.
It does, but that wasn't that fast. And we were doing a lot of downhill too.
True. Well, I'll charge it back up and take it out for my morning ride and see if it's any different.
You want to buy a bike, Steven?
Yeah, exactly. It's discounted. Well, I watched your video and I saw the pluses, and I think a lot of the pluses are legit. I think belt drives are amazing. What did it say? 19,000 miles or something for you to change a belt?
Sure.
That's- You have to change a chain all the time.
Right.
And when you change a chain, every 3 times. You're supposed to change the sprocket or the cassette.
Mm-hmm.
Belt, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we're gonna start to run into those problems with these bikes.
That's awesome. I mean, it's a
I
good
know.
sign. They're
I
good
know.
reviews.
And then I was just sad to hear that the Eurotopia battery kicked out so early on him.
Right. So you're seeing Steven fully manpower through the rest of this trip.
River. At low tide, it does this. Where
Oh,
it's
that's
like
cool.
a gentle stream. There's always a ton of birds coming. Sunset obviously is awesome over the estuary.
So we're pulling back onto Route 127 again, headed northeast, and we're going to make it into Magnolia.
we just crossed over into Gloucester, but this is a neighborhood of Gloucester called Magnolia. It's really pretty. There's lots of really pretty neighborhoods in Gloucester. So in addition to all the great things you can see in Gloucester, as you go up the coast into Gloucester, you're going to come across these very nice neighborhoods. This is the first one, Magnolia. This is Gray Beach behind me. So beautiful. I can't recommend it enough. The only hard part is going to be the parking, but we're going to help you with that. On the map, we're going to show you some spots that you can park. And also we're going to talk about at the end some commuter rails that you could take. So if you want to come in from Boston or something, it'd be fun to do.
You might be able to find a spot in Magnolia, although it's going to be tricky because there's not a lot of them, or maybe in Manchester by the sea. But I think my number one choice would be that commuter rail station, and that's about it. In Beverly also, there's Beverly Depot commuter rail station. That would be good to get off of with your bikes from Boston, let's say. But you can't really park there because it's almost all sticker parking. Now we're heading back and we're on 127, and as you can see, the sun's in our eyes. And this is where I want to mention another hack, which is to make sure you get a visor for your helmet. I was really wishing I had one on this return trip because there's a lot of glare.
And we're basically just going to be taking 127 all the way back. So if you wanted to see a continuous view of Route 127, this is it. And I would say, again, not my favorite bike route in the world. Unfortunately, if you did want to be biking from Beverly to Gloucester, you do not have many options. There's just pretty much Route 127, Route 128, which is more of a major highway, and I mean, those are the only two routes if you wanted to go from Manchester. There's going to be a lot more biking that we're going to be doing, I think, in the North Shore. We definitely want to be exploring Gloucester and
Hammond Castle,
Essex, Ipswich.
So yeah, comment down below if there's little places you'd like us to find or things that you found. If you found parking, by the way, please comment down below and help everyone else out.
I will say a little secret. I was working on a little parking map of Boston to find free parking spots within or close to Boston itself.
Where's this site?
Oh, well, if everyone really wants to know, I could share it.
Thumbs up if you want that.
Yeah, exactly.
I want that.
Yeah. And, you know, Route 127, I know we've been ragging on it a lot. It's a really nice drive. So I know that we are now We Adventure, and it doesn't necessarily have to be by e-bike. If you were to take your car, driving up Route 127 as opposed to Route 128 is the more pretty option.
Because we're going to do a lot more episodes where we actually drive into some of these towns and so and then bike around them. So that's another way to adventure, which is to bring your car with your e-bikes on the back and then go to Portsmouth or go to Gloucester.
Yeah. And if you are, you know, from out of state and you're coming to visit, Gloucester is definitely a good destination. So Route 127 could be a really nice route to take to get to Gloucester and Rockport.
Yeah, we should definitely do an episode on Rockport.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to Steven, and thank you for testing out a new e-bike. I had a blast, and we had really good weather. Thank you for joining us, guys. That was so much fun. We ended up back here in Beverly. That was about a 25-mile ride. We'll get the stats down below. Please comment down below if you'd like to suggest any rides or to suggest anything to us. The only thing I was kind of bummed about on that trip was that the Utopia battery seemed to die about, I don't know, halfway through. And we're going to try and investigate why that was. Maybe we blew a fuse or something. But thank you so much for joining us. Now We Adventure is all because of our community. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you next time.